Manning, and this is the Audacious Founder Ask Anything series. So this is a series where I ask you guys on Instagram to send me questions about your businesses or your businesses that you want to start, and then I answer them. So here we go. Okay, so the first question is, how do I make big decisions? Making big decisions is something that is really scary, right? Whether it's your life or your business, there's always consequences to those decisions. Of course, when you're running your business and you have these big decisions that are coming up, for example, do I sign this lease or not? Is this a good deal? There's always so many factors that go into whether or not this is the right decision to make, right? If we're using the lease signing as an example, we're thinking about the location. We're thinking about how close the nearest train or transportation is. We're thinking about how this is going to affect the employees that we've got already or the employees that we want to attract. And then obviously, what kind of customers, what kind of neighborhood is this in? Is this the right spot to plant our business, and is it going to attract the type of people that we want to come and patron our business? So that's one example. One of the most important things about being a business owner and an entrepreneur is making a freaking decision. You just gotta choose. If you don't choose, if you don't decide, nothing moves forward. You have to decide. And there's a quote that I'm gonna completely butcher, and I also don't remember who said it, but there's a quote that says, the best CEOs are not necessarily right all the time, they're just the ones that make the decision. And being an entrepreneur, being a CEO, being a business owner, you just gotta make a decision, and then you have to trust yourself and trust that that's the right decision with the information that you have currently. And then if it's not, or if there are then issues or problems that arise after that decision because of that decision, then you've got to deal with them and continue to move forward. And you learn as you go. A CEO isn't born knowing everything. They're learning as they go. So what your responsibility is as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a boss, as a parent who's making decisions for other people, on behalf of other people, is you have to do your due diligence. You have to research, you have to read books, you have to kind of absorb as much wisdom as you possibly can so that when those difficult decisions arise, you can trust your gut and your instinct, and you can also trust your logic to come together in a perfect storm that will allow you to make the best possible decision that you can make given all the information that you have at that moment. If you make a decision, so I've got these two options, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna dive right in. Go with option B, I'm just gonna go for it, I don't know what's gonna happen, and now I've made that decision and I feel like I'm free falling, I don't know what's gonna happen. What ends up happening is that all the solutions and all the resources that you actually need start to present themselves, because just by you taking that action, that is an action. By making that decision, it's an action. So by you taking that action, you are telling the universe, and now we're getting a little woo-woo, but you're telling the universe that this is what you want, and you're requesting all the tools, all the resources that you need to make it a reality, right? So let's use another example. My friend Chelsea, who has started Knitwise, which is a knitting subscription box. Look it up, Knitwise. She was working at Anthropology in Philadelphia, and she did not like her job, and she was desperate to get out of it, but the idea of quitting that good job at that awesome company was really, really scary, especially when you didn't have anything to fall back on. Eventually, she was just kind of so miserable in that job that there was just no other option. She had a little bit of a breakdown, and then that was it. That was like, there's no going back. So in that moment, she found a solution. She had a 401k. She had an idea for a business, and she had a little bit of savings. She desperately wanted to move to New York, but she didn't know how she'd be able to do that. So the first step was making the decision to leave the job. She made that decision. She pulled that trigger, and that is scary. That's really scary. And that 401k, that's supposed to be something that you don't cash out until what? You buy a house. So she decided to take that money and invest it in her business idea. And she had a little bit of savings. She made two decisions. She decided that she was going to leave that job that she was not happy in, and she decided that she was going to invest everything she had in this business. So again, what that does is when you make a decision to put everything you've got into one thing, that means there's no going back. That means you're putting all your eggs in that basket, and you're telling the universe, this is what has to happen. And then the universe will send you what you need. What happened next? Chelsea got a phone call from her friend who lived in New York and needed a roommate. What the hell? Like, how does that happen so perfectly? She moved to New York. She had a little bit of savings to support her. She had the money from her 401k. She was starting this business that was trickling, revenue was trickling in from it because it's brand new. And she just happened to be able to find other kinds of work that sustained her while she was growing this business. Now this business is self-sufficient. It's growing every single day, and she's making a bunch of money off of it. If you make a decision, even if you're not 100% sure, you have to decide. And once you do, everything else, all the resources, all the solutions, all the wisdom that you have already in your body, in your mind, that you don't even know you've got, will start to present itself, will start to show you that it's there, and everything will just work out the way it's supposed to. Thank you so much for watching. This is the Audacious Founder YouTube channel. This was our Ask Anything series. I hope that you got something out of my answers. I hope that you start your business, and I hope that you are now motivated to make that hard decision that you weren't so sure about before. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Please share this with your friends, and please give me a thumbs up. Thanks so much.